Resources budget planning. Establishing the yearly budget, in days, for each of your resources, splitting it on projects, and then allocating your resources according with the planned budget will help you keep your resources profitable and maintain your organization effectiveness. Resources budget planning allows stakeholders, project controllers, and business unit managers to establish the resources yearly budget in days. Establish the target revenue and the standard cost of resources. Establish the cost level of each resource. Split the resource budget on project types, projects, and phases. Allocate the resources according to the planned budget. And follow in real time the actual budget consumption to make sure that the resources are spending their time in accordance with the planned budget. You can do this consulting the resources budget consumption reports and choosing different show types to have a complete image. In Resource Perspective page there are displayed the annual resource budget set in days for each resource in the current year. Year-to-date spent days of the resources on all projects and phases in the current year. And the percentage of year-to-date spent days from the annual days budget. To set the annual days budget, select the year for which you want to set the budget. Use the pre-filled value or set another number of days budget per resource per year. Add the standard cost per resource per day. Add the target revenue per resource per year. Select the company and one or more business units, depending on your company structure. When no company is selected, the values apply to all resources from all companies. When no business unit is selected, the values apply to all resources from all business units. Next, choose if you want to overwrite the previously set values or not. You will see the total number of resources for which the budget will apply, and the total days budget, and the total target revenue, which are calculated based on the number of resources. Next, start planning the budget for each resource. In the right side panel, under the user profile picture, there are shown the year for which the budget is planned, the standard cost and the target revenue set for the company, and the business unit where the resource belongs. The cost level should be added manually. It is a personal value for each resource per year, which can be between 1 and 50. Next, it is displayed the annual resource budget set for the resource in the selected year, and the total number of allocated days of the resource for all projects and phases in the selected year. If not all resources in a business unit have the same annual resource budget, you can adjust it here for each specific resource. Split the days budget on project types, projects, and phases. Set percentages or days. All highlighted red values help you to have a quick view of what needs attention. For instance, if project types, projects, or phases without days budget already have allocated days in the selected year. The overall project budget section displays the planned days set on all projects with that project type, the planned days set on project, or the planned days set on phase, and the sum of days budget of all resources on that project type, project, or phase for all years. In Project Perspective page there are displayed the planned days of that project, total days budgeted, which represent the sum of days budget set for all resources on that project for all years, and current year days budgeted, which is the sum of days budget set for all resources on that project for the current year. Start planning the budget from Project Perspective. In the right side panel, under each project name, there are shown the total number of days budget set for all added resources in the selected year, and the total number of allocated days of all resources for that project in the selected year. Split the days budget on resources and phases. For each selected resource, set the number of days budget. The resources without days budget set will be highlighted red if they already have allocated days for that project in the selected year. The overall project budget section displays on project level the planned days of that project, and the total set days, which represent the sum of days budget of all resources on that project for all years. On phase level, the planned days of that phase, and the total set days, which represent the sum of days budget of all resources on that phase for all years.